Riot Games strikes again with a new masterpiece, the music video of Blood, Sweat and Tears. Why is it so amazing? Why has it made such an impact? First of all, they choose a vocalist who seems born to play Ambessa, the champion everyone's talking about right now, who made her debut in Arcane at the end of season 1 and recently in the game as well. Her voice is so fitting that you almost wonder if it's actually the actresses from the series. Coincidence? I think not. Secondly, Fortiche has taken the artwork to a new level, from the impressive visual effects to every detail in the animation. The clip is a visual delight and the song itself grabs you instantly. But what truly makes this video an unforgettable experience are the subtle references to League of Legends lore, sprinkled throughout. Every frame hides a detail that builds Ambessa's world. And if that isn't enough, the title of the song, Blood, Sweat and Tears, is more than just a name. It's a statement of strength, sacrifice and ambition, perfectly aligned with Ambessa's story and her role in the future season of Arcane. So without further ado, let's dive into all the hidden secrets Riot and Fortiche have tucked into this gem of a video. Hey, before we dive into all details of Blood, Sweat and Tears, there are a couple of things I want to clear up. First, just to be clear, I didn't copy anything from Necrit. I even left a comment on another YouTuber's video, you have the proof, so we have solid evidence that my theories were here first. Second, to make it all logical, I start by presenting my theories about what I saw in Riot and Fortiche video, then I bring Necrit's predictions to cover anything I might have missed, and at the end we'll see where both he and I went wrong. With that cleared up, let's get into it. The first thing to clarify, no, the vocalist in Blood, Sweat and Tears is not Ambessa Medarda's voice actress, but she was intentionally chosen to sound very similar. It's that fine Riot Games touch that adds even more depth. After all, we know Riot prefers to do things perfectly, that's why Arcane's release was delayed. Now let's look at what Fortiche has crafted for us. The video opens with Ambessa injured on a beach in Ionia, in the midst of the war between Ionia and Noxus. Ambessa is just a simple Noxian soldier, an arrow logged in her, hanging by a thread. And here we see the first hidden message. A wolf appears next to her, but it isn't just an ordinary wolf, it's Kindred, the embodiment of that in League of Legends lore. What's interesting about Kindred is that they aren't a single entity. Kindred is actually made up of the lamb and the wolf, two sides of the same coin. The lamb offers a peaceful death without suffering, like the one Yasuo choose in the cinematic tier here, but the wolf is for those who refuse to yield. If you reject the easy death, a painful fight awaits where the only escape is to defeat the wolf, as Tryndamere did in the cinematic tier here. In Ambessa's case, the wolf appears directly without the lamb, which tells us something about her character. Being a Noxian, she would rather fight to the end, choosing death in battle over a peaceful passing. This says a lot about how important strength is in Noxian culture and how this fighter mentality will play a significant role in her character in Arcane. Let's take a closer look at how Blood, Sweat and Tears takes us through visions and illusion interwoven with reality when characters encounter Kindred, the manifestation of death in League of Legends. When Kindred appears, the vision becomes a blend of symbolic and logical elements shaping each experience. Take Tryndamere for instance, and still here as he fights, the soldiers in front of him symbolically transform into the wolf side of Kindred. So they aren't just ordinary soldiers, they become the extension of that stalking him. But Tryndamere, being immortal, faces them without fear, and at the end, when the vision disappears, we'll see all these soldiers fallen to the ground. It's a scene that clearly says his duel isn't just against soldiers, it's against death itself. The same reality combined with illusions approach appears for Ambessa. In her vision, she traverses two possible realms of death that seem to reflect her Noxian side and possibly her Shuriman side as well. The first realm has strong Noxian influences, symbolizing her soldier's past. The second realm looks like a place with Shuriman elements, creatures with gold and armor, and futures resembling the Ascendant or their failed experiments, something specific to Shurima. This detail might suggest that Ambessa has Shuriman ancestry, an interesting connection that Fortiche and Riot leave up in the air. Then there's a very subtle element, a new skin line introduced in this video, a teaser for what we'll see in the game. For example, the warrior Ambessa face resembles Pantheon at first glance, and indeed it's a Pantheon skin, but in this video lore, it's actually Kindred's wolf side, taking the form of a soldier. The key clue, his shield is shaped like a wolf's head, and the eyes on the shield seem to glow during the fight, giving the sense that the wolf is watching her. And instead of spear wands, Ambessa's body in the vision bears claw marks, a clear sign that she is battling the wolf in the form of a warrior. The climax is when Kindred offers her an object, possibly an amulet with a wolf image, after the lamb statue is destroyed. This symbolizes Ambessa's choice not to submit to that, but to face it. As a Noxian, she views that as a challenge and only accepts it if she's earned it. Let's also talk a bit about Kindred and how this concept of two-faced death becomes a unique symbol of each character, depending on their origins and stories. As we know, Kindred changes form based on who sees them, but always maintains the balance between the lamb and the wolf. For example, in Still Here, Tryndamere sees Kindred almost identical to their base skin in League of Legends, probably because being immortal, Tryndamere is always on the edge, constantly near death, allowing him to see Kindred through form, a raw vision without cultural or personal interpretations. In Ambessa's case, things are slightly different. She sees a unique version of the lamb, one with much fiercer, almost lupine features. Essentially, the lamb is unrecognizable, a much more aggressive form, perfectly fitting her Noxian spirit. She grew up and developed in an empire that glorifies strength and uncompromising battle, so it's no surprise that even the lamb appears darker, almost fused with a wolf. Through the video, we witness a team dominated by red in the Noxian-influenced Death Realm, a symbolic color for Noxus present in every detail. We see this intense red everywhere, from the realm itself to the new champion skins and even Kindred. Red is a symbol of power and blood, of constant battle and unwielding ambition, traits that perfectly define Noxus and by extension Ambessa Medarda. And speaking of the new skin line called Chosen of the Wolf, it carries a powerful meaning related to Kindred, particularly to the wolf side, which personifies the fire's fight for survival. This skin line can be seen as the Chosen of Death, in perfect harmony with Ambessa Noxian identity. Champions wearing this skin line aren't just survivors, they're those who face death and life, a theme that resonates deeply with Ambessa's origin and destiny. After we see Ambessa donning this skin, we witness a key moment. She awakens to reality and Kindred's wolf side withdraws. The scene symbolizes that she faced death and survived. Then there's a brief vision, the image of a young child, perhaps even Ambessa chosen by the wolf from her mother's womb, a detail suggesting that her destiny as a warrior was set long before she stepped onto the battlefield. Now let's see a few things I might have missed that Necrit detailed in his video. The first detail we may have overlooked, let's go back a bit to the symbols. On the lamb statue that Ambessa holds, there is an engraving of Kindred's death symbol, which we also see on their mask. This lamb likely represents the peaceful life Ambessa once had, but it's clear things are changing and she'll have to sacrifice that peace. It foreshadows darker things to come. Later, we'll see her in the Noxian-influenced Death Realm, sitting on a throne, but be careful, this throne isn't occupied by young Ambessa from the video, but by Ambessa from Arcane, a sort of foreshadowing of what she'll become. And here we have two possible interpretations. Either the throne is Noxian, suggesting Ambessa's ambition to conquer Noxus, or more likely it represents her seat in the Piltover Council, given her attire resembles that from Season 2 trailers. It's a clear hint that Ambessa will play a much larger role in Piltover's intrigues. An interesting theory from Necrit relates to the gold on the new skin line's armor. No, it's not Shuriman or Targonian gold. This is a Noxian gold, tough and suited for war, reinforcing the idea that Ambessa's journey through the Death Realm is truly Noxian. And now let's wrap up with some final conclusions. Throughout this video we explored countless details about Ambessa and the Medarda family, along with a few theories that I admit we missed a bit on. For instance, both Necrit and I assumed Ambessa had direct ties to Shurima, but Riot clarified that the Medarda family is one of Noxus' most influential, originating from Rockruund, a large port city on the Noxian shore. Thus, the battle we see in the video isn't between Noxus and Ionia, but on pure Noxian territory, right on Rockruund shores. The connection with Shuriman gold comes from constant trade between Rockruund and Belzun, a Shuriman territory conquered by Noxus. Hence, the Shuriman culture influences in the Medarda family, though they are purely Noxian. Also, the major surprise, it appears Ambessa was pregnant in the video, meaning the baby in the vision is actually male. So not only Ambessa but Mel too also chosen by Kindred's wolf, which confirms the theory that Mel may not have died in Arcane Season 1 and could return return in season 2. Although we made some off predictions, I'd say about 70-80% were spot on, and Blood, Sweat and Tears is the kind of masterpiece that rises the bar every time. From hidden symbols to the vocalist perfect resembles to Ambessa voice actor. Riot and Fortiche have created an impeccable video. Just one word sums it up, and that's wow. I'm Azabe and I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your theories in the comments, let me know if I missed anything, and don't forget to check out the next recommended video right here by YouTube. Bye! No fears of sorrow underneath these bones, just blood, sweat and tears is all I know. Bro, why are you filming me? Don't tell me it's what I think it is. No, please, you don't do it!